Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. As you can see over here, we have started with the lighting part of this particular modular kitchen over here. So we'll be continuing it. So very first of all, what I can do over here is like to avoid the noise for this materials. What I can do over here is like I can go into the material editor, and what I can do over here is like I select few of the materials. I can go into its subdivisions. I can increase its subdivisions, but increasing the subdivisions will increase your render time also. So I'll not increase all of the subdivisions. Okay, although we have increased this, so we can increase it, few of it, which is required. So increasing the subdivisions for the textures will give you more refined. Alright. So now if you want to add some environmental fog over here, we can add an environmental fog also. How we can add an environmental fog? I can go into this atmospheric apparatus. Let's take a box Gizmo over here. How much area you want the fog to be appear? Can do it in this way. Let's go into rendering. Go into the environment over here, and let's add Vray environmental fog. So I can add the Vray environmental fog. I can go into this. I can change the fog color if you want. We can change the fog color over here. I can increase this fog distance over here. I can increase the scatter bounce, your fog height. I can do some variations. I can increase the subdivisions of it, step size. Alright, go down into that. We have a gizmo. You can add a gizmo over here. Do add a gizmo and add a light. So we'll be adding this light over here. Let's go into this camera view and let's try to render it. So what I can do over here is like, if I go into this, we have one option over here that's called effect GI. If I off this effect GI over here, sometimes the fog requires this effect GI option. You can see there will be a bit of fog over here. So I can go into this, and if you want I can increase the density, although the density is high over here. Fog emission, effect GI. Now what I can do over here is like, again I'll take one more Vray environmental fog. Let's take one more environmental fog over here. So let's just add it, and I'll reduce this, not that much but a bit less. Fog height, I'll increase it to 300. Subdivisions, I'll make it as 16 over here. Let's render it. Okay, so now you will see a bit of fog over here. Add now what I can do, I'll again go into this environment, you can do some variations. I'll off this GI over here. Okay, we'll definitely see a bit of environmental fog in the scene. It's going to take a bit of time. We can do some changes over here. We can work with the density. We can change the color and reduce the fog distance. Render it again. Okay. Yes, you can see there is a fog being seen over here. We can increase the box gizmo area also if required. Definitely it's going to take time. So it's going to take time, but we'll definitely see a bit of environmental fog. Okay. So definitely I'll be putting the output of it, not a problem, because it's going to take a longer time for the rendering. So I'll just cancel it. So if you look at it, you will definitely get an idea. You're going to get a fog of it. If you want, you can slightly reduce this gizmo area, because this gizmo area is a bit bigger. You can reduce the area of the gizmo over here till here. That is okay. If you want, you can reduce this till here also. So now we can add some light passes. So how can you add the light passes over here? So let's go into this rendering, go into the render setup over here. Go into the render elements and you have an option that's called add. Let's go into the add option and you can add the light passes. So very first of all, what I'll be doing over here is like I'll be adding a Vray diffuse filter, Vray atmosphere, Vray global illumination, illuminance, lighting. Let's go down. Vray reflection, Vray refraction, self-illumination, shadows, specular, and Z-depth. So these are the total number of passes which we have added over here. So before we do this, what I can do over here is like, I'll just add this passes. I'll save as this file over here. I'll just save as it. Okay. So now what I can do, I can add an occlusion pass that can also be added. So once you added this passes, I'll just show you. You can just go into render and you can just render it. If you don't need the environmental fog, then you can remove that, not a problem. I think the fog is looking too much. If you go into this, you will see your passes have been added over here. So whatever passes you need, you can just add it. So right now it's black. So once it starts rendering, the render ends, we'll definitely see something the other over here, the different passes which you have added over here. After that, still, no, it's not showing. It's not rendered yet. So it's calculating. Also, what I can do over here is like, I can go into this. I'll press Ctrl A. I'll go into the material editor. I'll take a Vray light material and I'll add into that Vray dirt material for your ambient occlusion. So let's just add it. I can just add that over here and let's render it. Okay, we need to remove this few of the stuff. We don't need this. So although you have added the passes over here, we can just remove that. We can, I won't save this file because I've already saved that. So I'll just select this lights. Alright. or else we can add one more time the ambient occlusion over here. You can add it again. So I'll just go into this Vray dirt material. I can add this. Alright. So let it render over here. Let's go into this, delete this, and then render it. So that was your environmental fog which was added. You need to delete it before you render it. So as you can see, we are rendering the ambient occlusion over here. So we'll render this ambient occlusion differently, and with that what we'll be doing over here is like I'll be also showing you the light passes composition. So very first of all we'll render this ambient occlusion, then we'll render the light passes, and we'll composite it in Photoshop or any other application. So it's rendering. So definitely I'll be showing you that in the coming tutorial, where we'll be compositing this light passes which are rendered from this application. So you can just save this file over here now, let it render. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So as this gets rendered, we'll save it. We'll also render the light passes as I've shown you before, that how you can add the light passes accordingly. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. If you have any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the next tutorial. So thanks for watching this tutorial.